All right, let's talk about increasing your visibility, or rather, as I've called this episode, the 30-day visibility challenge. I am so excited to bring this to you today. I've actually just got off a group coaching session inside Be the First. That's my career progression coaching program for mid to senior level Black lawyers, for those of you who are new to me. So I've just come off a session coaching on the 30-day visibility challenge. I love introducing this to my group. And when I see the look on your faces as I explain to you what we're doing, introduce you to the challenge, it's always like fills me with kind of joy and confidence and just relief that I am here and I am, in the group and able to walk you through this work. Because almost without exception, I know that most of you, right, have this feeling about being visible. It's something you don't like. You would rather not have to do. And I hear you. I used to have that feeling a lot. I used to have it 100% of the time. But now, thanks to the work that I've done on my own confidence, on raising my visibility, and lots of you will see me being very visible on social media, right? But because of the work I've done, I am further along. And now I only kind of am reluctant to be visible sometimes. Occasionally it comes up, but most of the time I am out there, as you've seen me, being extremely visible. So I'm just really pleased and really happy that I get to be the one to walk you through it, having experienced it myself, that I can nurture you through the discomfort that I know is involved with being visible. So why is this important? Why am I bringing this to you today? Why do I challenge you inside Be the First to do a 30-day visibility challenge? Well, here's what I see. I see that you're very, very good at working hard. Unfortunately, working twice as hard. You're very good at that, keeping your head down, doing the job. But that's not enough. You can work as hard as you want, produce the best work, do the best, be the most technical lawyer. But honestly, if not enough people know you, if you're not front of mind for the right people, the decision makers, then what that means is you are not going to get the work allocation or attract the opportunities that will showcase your value, that will open doors for you. You're not going to get the support you need to be promoted. Because make no mistake, my friend, if you are looking to become partner, if you're looking also to progress to senior levels within an organization, you need the buy-in, you need the vote and the support of not just your direct line manager or partner, but of the whole group, of the whole London office or New York office or wherever you may be based, or Luxembourg office, the whole office. And if you're in a global firm, which so many of you are, you're going to need support across the board. The number of times I've had a future or a potential partnership candidate come to me and say, I'm up for partnership, my business case is solid, but I've been told no one knows me. I need to build my visibility. There are so many of you that have come to me and said and shared that this is the pieces that's missing. So if this is you, I'm so glad you're here, because the 30-day visibility challenge is going to change all of that. It's going to put you on track for being so visible. Everybody will know your name. Everyone will know exactly what you do. This is our goal. This is my goal for you inside Be the First. So I've said why this work is important, why you can't afford to just keep your head down. You need support. You need to be included, right? Invited into rooms. You need the opportunities, people to open doors for you, and you need the best work allocation. And all of that becomes available to you on tap frequently when you are highly visible. Okay, so let me give you a glimpse inside how we do this inside Be the First. So increasing your visibility, it is one of the 5 vital steps for progressing your career as a Black lawyer. I teach you all 5 steps. I walk you every step of the way, and you do exercises and coaching and implementation around each of those 5 vital steps. Increasing your visibility is step number 4, and it's so important. Well, all those 5 steps are really important. That's why I focus on those 5 when you join Be the First. But what we do is we spend a whole month on it. So I set you up. We talk through the first step, which is looking at your brand and making sure you get really clear on that. Very important, right? Because if you're increasing your visibility, we want to make sure you're being visible for the quote unquote right reasons. In other words, making sure what people are seeing aligns with the goal that you have. So not, for example, being really visible for your, let's say, D&I initiatives, when actually what you want is to be taken really seriously as a project finance lawyer, future partner. Yeah, can you see how important that is? So the first step is we curate your brand. I talked about this in depth last week. So if you missed last week's episode, which was called Intentional Brand Curation, I think that's what I called it. I'm now having a moment of doubt, but it was episode number 95. Make sure you go and listen to it. That introduced you to the first step. And then what we do inside Be the First is I introduce you to the Visibility Challenge. And that's what we're going to be doing today. And our objective then with this work inside the program is that you become known. I say to my clients, what we want, your goal, where I want the level at which I want you to be thinking is that your objective is for everyone to know who you are. Everybody is saying your name, right? People are talking about you. People are referencing things that you did. When your name comes up, people go, yes, I've met him or her, right? Or them. Yeah, this is what we want the goal to be. And we want to keep it that big because increasing your visibility is something that it's not so much about like the exact number of people who know you as it is about the perception people have of you and people just hearing about you. And that being something like it being something that can happen at such a big scale. We don't want to impose any limits on it when setting the goal. We just want you to be going all out on being visible. All right. So, as I said, inside Be the First, there's two things we do. There's building of your brand or curating your brand, and then there's the visibility challenge. And that is our focus for today. So here's what you're going to get out of this episode, the time we spend together today. I'm going to talk about the value of a challenge. In other words, the reason why I've set this up as a 30-day challenge and how that is designed to serve you and give you the best possible outcome when building this skill. The second thing I'm going to talk about is, well, what the visibility challenge actually is. So you'll know exactly what's involved with those different steps. So you know what to expect when you join Be the First, you know it's coming. I've been in a coaching program for a good 3 years now, right? Where every 6 months we have a challenge. It's a revenue challenge. And I'm not joking. Like I dread this challenge every time. Find it very, very hard. Hence the word challenge, right? I'll speak more to that in a moment. But it's something that like once I know what it is, I can start to prepare myself for it each time. So I'm going to tell you what it is so you can be prepared. When you join Be the First, you can be prepared for the fact that it's coming up and look forward to it because I'm going to be with you every step of the way. The third thing I'm going to cover in the time we spend together today is I'm going to tell you or give you examples of what to expect when you decide to undertake this challenge. This is going to be really important. Some stuff is going to come up for you. You're going to experience a little bit of resistance if you're not already experiencing that resistance right now. So it's useful, it's important in order to ensure you succeed with this challenge that we can anticipate where you might struggle, where you may fall off track. So I'm going to give you a few examples of what might come up for you and what I recommend you do if those things do come up for you. And then lastly, I am going to extend an invitation to you. Well, you can follow along. Like, why not join us? We kick off with the 30-day visibility challenge inside Be the First. We kick off on the 1st of August and we're doing it for 30 days. So feel free to join along and, DM me or email me, message me if you're doing this challenge, if you're finding it easy, if you're finding it hard. Share with me how it's going. Share with me on social media. I'd love to hear from you. I'm certainly going to be posting a little bit about the challenge, so make sure you reply and share where you're at. But most importantly, and actually at the end, I'm going to invite you to join Be the First. I want to just give you the heads up. Enrollment isn't open yet, so you can't just jump on and join now. I want you to save the date in your diary, 21st of August, 2025. I'm opening enrollment for 7 days. So that's your chance. You have a window of 7 days to join, ready for the September cohort, September 2025. So I'm giving you lots of notice so you can get yourself ready, put that date in your calendar so you don't miss the announcement, you don't miss the details on social media or via my email, my weekly email. Okay, so that's what I'm going to cover in our time together in this session. So let's talk then about the value of a challenge. Why I've chosen a challenge for this particular step, this vital step. Step number 4, remember, of those 5 vital steps that I teach you inside Be the First. So the value of a challenge is quite simply, it increases the likelihood of you getting the result you want. So by making the step of increasing your visibility into a challenge, into the 30-day challenge, I am massively increasing the chance of you increasing your visibility. It's as simple as that. Here are the reasons why. Number 1, you having a constrained amount of time, so 30 days, in which to achieve a goal, it's going to motivate you to go all in, to put in more effort. If you're I'm going to spend the whole year increasing my visibility, you're just going to go on a pedestrian pace. You'll probably put it off. It will be lumped together with all the other things on your to-do list for the year. It will perhaps roll over week after week after week. There's no urgency. And the beauty of having a month, it's a finite period of time, is you can go, right, I'm going to go for it this month. I'm going to go for it for 30 days, right? I'm going to prioritize it for 30 days. So it's much more motivating to you to know it's just for a short period of time. You're more likely to put in more effort. The second reason why a challenge is so powerful at helping you to create the result is because it helps you overcome, or at least tolerate, the discomfort, actually. I hinted a little bit about what might come up for you when you do this challenge, and I'll give you some examples right now. You might come face to face with the fact that you hate being visible. Maybe you're afraid of being visible. Maybe the idea of being visible, more visible, makes you very uncomfortable, makes you feel cringe, makes you come out in hives, want to curl up in a ball. If this is you, this is not uncommon, my friends. Is that the right way around? I want to say this is common. Let's forget the double negative. If this is you, this happens all the time. I see it a lot. It was all over the session I just said, that where I introduced this, the session inside Be the First. This was exactly what was written all over the faces of my clients. So it will be your experience when you're in this room. You will be in great company because so many people feel that way. I felt that way, sometimes do feel that way. So there is going to be discomfort, and that is one of the things that you're going to have to learn or know to expect. But here's the great thing. When it's for a finite period of time, it's just 30 days, it makes the idea of tolerating that discomfort a lot easier. You know there's an end in sight. You know you don't have to maintain it for too long. So that's the second reason why a challenge is really helpful and is really going to push you towards that goalpost that you set for yourself. The third reason why it's so good to have a challenge, especially inside Be the First, is we're all in it together. Even I also, alongside you as your coach, I do this challenge with you. And there's just something really reassuring, really comforting, really emboldening. It makes us more courageous when we're in it together, being supported by others in the group. This really is one of the most wonderful things about the group coaching setup. It's just it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's not just about the coaching that I give you. It's all about the support you get from your peers in the room who are going through the same thing, facing the same challenges. So being on this challenge all together, knowing the other people in your group are in it with you, is really helpful. It's really supportive. So that's reason number 3 why challenge is such a great idea. Reason number 4 is, my friend, a challenge is going to give you really honest feedback. Really honest feedback about what you've achieved within a period of time. Now, I can't speak for you, but based on a lot of my clients that I've coached over the years, also based on my own tendency or desire or laziness of my brain, sometimes I want to pull the wool over my eyes, come up with all sorts of reasons why I didn't do it, come up with all sorts of theories or almost like persuade myself that I've done more than I actually did. And what I love about the 30-day challenge is you can be really clear. It's a short enough period of time where you can be really clear about, okay, so what exactly did I do on every day of those 30 days? Versus if you're looking at a 6-month period or over the course of a year, you're like, yeah, I did quite a lot at the beginning of the year. And you can keep your head buried in the sand. With a challenge, you're holding yourself this accountability. I think that's the word I'm looking for. You are so much more accountable with a challenge because it's a fixed period of time. You're in it with other people, right? And we know exactly what we're working on during that time. And I'm coaching you along the way. So there's no hiding. The feedback's really honest. And then the final reason, which is a fantastic one, and why 30 days is enough, is that you build momentum. So much of the 30-day visibility challenge is about the small things, tasks, actions you take, and you take them consistently, day after day after day. You really want to be, and I always direct you to be doing something every day to increase your visibility. So if you're doing that every day, what you're doing is you're building the habit of increasing your visibility, which is fantastic, but you're also building the momentum of it. In other words, those day-to-day tasks or actions, they compound over time. So they actually amount to something so much bigger than those, like the initial input and effort and energy that you invested like on a day-to-day basis. It amounts to so much more, just like compound interest with money, right? It's so good. So you build momentum in creating the result. You also build momentum in you in developing the habit and that becoming something that you just do. You're just someone who it actually increases your visibility and you're always doing it all the time. Yeah, that's who you start to become as a result of this challenge. So let's talk about the challenge then. What is it? It really is as simple as increasing your visibility every day for 30 days. Here are the questions I want to offer you to get you started with this work. Who do I want to be more visible? Like, who do I want? Sorry, let me phrase that again so it's clear. Who do I need to be more visible to? That's the point, right? So who do you want to see more of you? Is it people within your existing group? Is it people in the wider office? Is it people across the whole firm worldwide? Who is it? The second question or consideration is, why do I want to be visible? Like, what's in it for me? This is important. Remember all the resistance that I've hinted at that you're going to experience. Most likely, if you don't like the idea of being really visible, really useful and actually important, maybe even essential, that you can connect to your why, your reason for doing it. One of my clients inside the program earlier this morning, inside the session, she was like, I want to be partner. And I've been told I need to be more visible. I need to have established relationships across the firm as a whole, right? So knowing that that's what she needs to do. And that is what's going to help her get over, as she expressed it, her complete dislike, like absolute, like I can't remember the exact word she used, but like really, she was like, I do not like doing it. I do not want doing it. If I could get away with not doing it, I would. But I've been told I have to be more visible. And the good thing is, despite all of that resistance, she has a strong why. She wants to be partner. She's on track. And this is the next step. This is what's required of her. So knowing your why. The next question I invite you to consider is, so what do you want to be visible or known for? It's all very well people knowing your name, but what do you want them to identify your name with? What do you want them to think when your name comes up? So do you want it to be, for example, your subject matter expertise? You want to be known as the number one in your field. Like, I want to be known as the number one Black coach, like number one coach for Black lawyers, I should say. I am a Black coach too, but I want to be known for the number one coach for Black lawyers, the one who's the specialist, the one who gets it, the one with the lived experience, the one with the coaching expertise that I've built up over 18 years, right? The one with the thought leadership. What you learn inside Be the First, you don't or can't learn anywhere else. It's all the thought leadership. It's all the concepts that I have created, having coached so many of you. bringing together all of my skills, both built like innate as I've grown up, and the experience of being black in a white world, but also experience that I've acquired over the years, having worked in your industry, having worked with so many of you, right? So this is how I want to be known. So I'm really clear when I'm being visible that that's the message that I'm projecting. I'm showing my expertise. So what is it for you? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as someone who gets stuff done? Do you want to be known as someone who, if there's a complex transaction, you're the person? Do you want to be known as the problem solver, as the leader, as the one that can rally the troops? Like, think about, and this comes back to your brand. Yeah, the work you do on your brand, and that first step inside Be the First, that will help to inform what you want to be known for. Another thing to consider is, what action can I do every single day for 30 days? And this is the bit where you get to work. Now, I recommend you brainstorm it. Inside Be the First, and again, one of the wonderful things about being inside that group is we bring everybody's brains to the table and we come up with so many different ideas. We just like brainstormed on a massive big A3 page on my flip chart. We brainstormed all of the ways, all the things you could do to be visible. So get all of the possible things you could be doing out of you, and then decide like which ones you're going to do. Yeah, and commit to doing them. It's that simple. That's the challenge. But of course, it isn't the challenge, because that's just the things I'm asking you to do. The real challenge is to implement those things. It is to start on day 1 and then go again on day 2 and day 3, all the way up to day 29, day 30. And that's the piece where being in the program, inside Be the First, is so valuable and so essential, because I'm there with you every step of the way. You have the cohort, you have the support. Yeah, so that's what the real challenge is about. It's about how you continue, you show up every day to do something to increase your visibility when you don't feel like it, when you'd rather be shy, when you'd rather hide behind your work. This, my friend, is the challenge. And that's why I'm here and what I'm all about. So thank you so much for joining me today and listening to the Visibility Challenge. Remember, you are very welcome to follow us along. We'll be starting on the 1st of October. But what I really want to encourage you to do, if you are a mid to senior level Black lawyer, I want to encourage you to join Be the First. We're enrolling on the 21st of August. I know that means you won't quite be inside it for this August 30-day challenge, but you will be. I'll be running the challenge again in a few months, about halfway through the program. So you will get the chance to do it again, okay, and doing it properly within the group. So if you're mid to senior level Black lawyer, you're ready to progress, you know you need to increase your visibility, which if you're a Black lawyer, you do. You need to be always increasing your visibility. You need to be highly visible. You want everybody to know your name, to know who you are, and to know what you do. And I can help you with that when you join inside Be the First. I will put details of when enrollment is open in the show notes or in the comments to this video if you're watching on YouTube. I'll put the details of the enrollment dates, and I'm also going to insert a link to the progression audit. Now, I've been talking about this in the last few episodes, and what it is, it's an audit that I do when you join Be the First. We do an audit of where you are in your career. And what I'm looking for is not just like clarity on your goal. I'm looking for the pillars, the 4 pillars. I'm asking myself, I'm asking you, do you have those 4 pillars that you need to sustain you as you grow, as you progress? Because one of the things that I'm fiercely proud of is that I help you, I support you to progress in a way that is measurable, tangible, and sustainable. And that means we're always going to be keeping an eye on the 4 pillars. I talked about those in last week's episode. The 4 pillars that you need to have a stable, sustainable career. And those pillars are confidence in who you are. They are being able to do your day-to-day job at your current level with ease. They are having support, like having people in your corner who can support you or catch you if you fall, right? Super important. And I can't remember the other the other pillars, just gone completely out of my mind. But you can find it in all of my material. And certainly if you just click on the link, it'll take you straight to the progression pillar. I'm sure what's going to happen is I'm going to finish this episode and it'll all come swimming back to me. But never mind. Click on the link in the comments, okay, or in the show notes. That will take you through to the progression audit. It's going to tell you if you're ready to progress. And what's important about that question is not the yes or no. What's important is that you can see which one of those 4 pillars. My brain is still working away in the background trying to identify the missing pillar. But the progression audit is going to help you identify the missing pillar, or which of those pillars aren't particularly strong for you right now, like that might be vulnerability points of weakness for you. And all that's going to happen is the moment you join Be the First, I'm going to support you when we co-create together your progression plan. We make sure we include work to support that pillar or those pillars that may be a little bit unstable, not where they should be, right? So if you're not, for example, doing your current level of work with relative ease, we're going to look at that. I'm going to help you clean that up and strengthen that. Oh, I know what it is. Is it your relationships? I'm going to stop trying to guess. That comes under support. I'm going to stop trying to guess, and I'm going to leave you to find out for yourself by clicking on that link in the show notes. All right, I'm going to let you go. Have a beautiful week. Join us in the 30-day visibility challenge. As always, if you have questions, I'm on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, sometimes on Facebook. Struggle with Facebook a little bit still, but I'm getting there. And of course, you can email me, message me directly. Have a beautiful week, my friend. I will see you this time next week for another episode of the Legal Imposters Podcast. Bye for now.